if somebody feels like they're growing in a certain place, somebody else will be like, yo, that's not growth. That's, you just don't have your priorities straight. You think that you're growing in your career, you're doing this, you're doing that. But yeah, like, your wife at home, she crying, she's struggling, like, you're not doing what you gotta do.
Purchase your tracks today.
Been chasing dreams, my money, things I do for my family, and all in on. I can't go without my blessings, 'cause blessings show.
Let's get into the next topic. The next topic is there such thing as true change, or is it just constant growth?
Is there such thing as true change, or is it constant growth? Okay. Me, when I hear that line, I kind of want to eliminate or, because I feel like they equal each other. Feel me? I think constant growth is change, and change is constant growth. Feel me? Like, you cannot grow without changing. And it's like, no one's saying you got to change 100%, even though I think essentially that is what you're doing. But there is some change being done for you to say that you're growing. Feel me? I forgot the scenario we gave last time, but like, if you kind of like pinpoint something in your past and that's what you want to choose to change, like something's been repeating, whatever, then you're growing because something is changing there. Feel me? Like, I don't know, I was going to use some science equation as an example, but that's essentially what it is. Like, you can't, I don't know, move forward without acknowledging these different factors. Like, if there's no change happening, then there's essentially no growth. Feel me? I don't know.
Nah, I definitely agree with that.
I don't think someone can change. When I think about change, I think about, like, say I'm changing my clothes, I'm putting on a whole new outfit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Or I'm changing my hairstyle, I'm doing a whole new hairstyle. Mm-hmm. Taking these out and doing something completely new. Like what we said before, I feel like you have to account all the things from your past. So all your experiences, all of everything you've been through and things like that, I feel like they all come together and they shape who you are, but you grow from it. Like, you learn from those experiences, you take what you need from those experiences and you apply it to you now. So you're always evolving in essence, but I don't think you could just turn around and do a whole 180, you know, because you have to keep, it's not like you just grow up, you change and you lose everything that happened to you before. Like, all of those factors come into play and it shapes who you are altogether.
So then
The good, the bad.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to say, so are you, what's the word? Separating evolve and change? Because I equate them. Like, I see the evolvement of someone as the changing of someone. Feel me?
I feel like I'm separating them.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
don't you feel like change and changing, even those deserve two different definitions? Because change is very definitive.
Yeah.
Like,
Very.
change. But
I feel like changing could be equated with evolve.
Okay, and then that's, I guess, when
Evolving.
you're breaking down, you know, the grammatics and whatnot. But even so, when I think about like change and just like whatever, evolvement and stuff like that, I don't think of anything as linear. So I do think of it as something that's like constantly, you know, looping around. It's an equilibrium. Like, there's ups and downs, there's lefts and rights. Like, all of that makes you who you are. Feel me? And I do agree. Like, I feel like you can never truly like let go, just because something that happened is always going to somewhat be a part of you. Like, it could be a part of you in the sense where you used it to then switch this part of you. Feel me? So it's always going to be a part of you in some way, somehow. But the change itself, like you changing constantly, rapidly, slowly, whatever, like healing and stuff like that, it's a slow process, but it's happening. Feel me? Like, yeah. What are you going to say?
All right. So I see what y'all try to break it down a little bit, but one thing that I think we all forgot to put in there was true change. And the thing is true change. So an aspect of true change is depends on the person, how you define it as true change. Because I can't tell him like, yo, you didn't truly change, but in his heart, he know what he changed from.
Yeah.
I only seen what he did on the outside, and I can only judge him from the outside. But as far as like what he did on the inside, I can't tell him that. And the other aspect of the thing is constant growth. You have to define constant growth as like, yo, did you grow in the area that you shouldn't be growing in? Some people grow in the aspect of like loving money more than they love, you know, for example, people would love money more than they love like a companionship with a woman or a man. So they put that before life in general. Like, people just don't know how have their priorities straight in that aspect. So growth could be very
I know what you're saying, but
subjective. Yes. Constant growth could be subjective because it's like if somebody feels like they're growing in a certain place, somebody else would be like, yo, that's not growth. That's you just don't have your priorities straight. You think that you're growing in your career, you're doing this, you're doing that. But yeah, like your wife at home, she crying, she's struggling, like you're not doing what you gotta do. Or vice versa. Your husband, he's not feeling you. Like, so you have to really break that down. So in what aspect do y'all think like true change could be defined by somebody else in your life? Like let's say like I seen you, right? I'm like, yo, you truly changed. Like in what aspect can I say that you truly changed?
Well, it's a little tricky just because, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna deviate too much, but I think it's tricky because I think when you now value other people witnessing your change, you're not like allowing yourself to truly change, right? And I think that's why the whole thing is subjective, right? Because it depends on how you view your own like selfhood, how you view your own ability to change. Like the example you gave, if Jeremy thinks he changed in one way, but someone else is like, nah, I don't really see it. Like, I don't really think you changed. Like, who are they to say that? Feel me? Like, if he thinks something's so important to him, like it was a mistake in the past, this and that, and he changed that factor of him, but that clearly didn't matter to someone else. Like, I don't know. It just shouldn't. Like, it shouldn't matter to someone else what he changed or not. Feel me? Because that is something that's valuable to him. That is something subjective to him. So all of these things, I think it is like subjective. It's all about perspective. All of that, I think, is if we want to use the word true and true change. I think it matters on what that means to you. Like, y'all shouldn't be caring about those external factors because then that's gonna dictate exactly what you change because you feel like, I don't know, someone else should be able to recognize that in you. Feel me? I think that's what's non-liberating. Like,
I got something for that.
Okay.
Before you
about to
got
go
something for
viral.
that, can I say something?
Go ahead.
In agreement with what you said, I feel like the change that I'm going through has nothing to do with anyone outside of it. All of my change, my growth, evolution is for me, myself, and I, period, point blank. And that's like, in a spiritual aspect, that's between me and God.
Right.
So I feel like that true change other people are seeking is probably physical, what they're seeing. That true change is probably physical because people don't know what's going on inside your mind. They don't know what's going on inside your heart. So they can't, who is anyone to say, oh, you changed? Okay.
Like,
And
what do I know, man?
like, okay. The
I don't
fuck?
know.
Change, when you say change, I really do just feel like change should be removed from the dictionary.
So
Like,
you want to use a different
Agreed.
word.
the
Yeah.
word should be changing. Like,
Agreed.
That's it, just changing. Because change means there's a finish line and there
Yeah,
is
like, it's
no
just so-
finish
Yeah,
line.
there's nothing there.
You know what I mean? And even then, even if you can try and fight the word true change, right? You can try and fight it to be like, hey, but change in certain aspects. So what are you trying to say? Like, there's like checkpoints.
That's
So then
facts.
where does the checkpoint stop? Okay, I
Yeah.
changed in this part, now I change in this part. I feel like it's constant growth. Why? Because constant growth is volatile. That's where we understand the whole step up, step down concept. The whole we get up, we fall down, we get up, we fall down. We might go up 10, 15 steps and we might tumble 3 steps and then be able to come back down. It's a very volatile thing, and just as subjective as it is so complex because even let's say if you was to bring this checkpoint idea in and say, okay, I know I've changed in this area, right? It don't mean you won't mess up and revert back to the old ways.
Right.
There might still be a mistake, in the future. We just don't know. So I feel like we will work our entire lives striving to become who we are. And I feel like that needs to be a common mindset within everyone, but it should not be an excuse. Don't ever sit here and be like, yo, I got my whole life ahead of me.
That's the thing. It sparked because I agree with what she was saying in the aspect of like she's gonna take out the word or, right? So I think true change is the constant growth, right? So for example, with me, like I wouldn't react to certain things that I used to react to. That's true change, but it's an aspect of like it's constant growth. It's like before I would have reacted, but that constant growth led to me not reacting the same way I would have. So I do agree with what she's saying 100%. Like it's kind of like the same thing. You can't have growth without change. You can't have change without growth. It just works hand in hand. So I do think change is a thing because the person that you was before could be a different person to who you are today.
But today doesn't stop
Yeah.
when the day's over, though.
So
Right,
what
but-
did you call it? True growth? because what you reacted to before and how you react now is different, and how you react now and how you react in the future is going to be different.
But then again,
so true change
growth
is
is not
like.
growth is not always a positive thing. You got to remember, you could grow in areas that's
But
not
I wouldn't
really
call that growth. I'd probably call that digression.
Regression, yeah.
regression.
Like I digress.
Yeah, progress and regress.
Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard because like maybe it's like you could grow in an area that this doesn't benefit other people. Like, what if you're growing in an area?
Bro, but
Yeah.
I feel like, but there is negative growth, but the more we try and like put it all together, it's gonna confuse people. So
Yeah.
instead of just saying negative growth, just be like it's regression. Like
But
you're
then-
regressing in this area of your life.
Yeah.
No, but I say with the money thing, right? Because people that prioritize money later on in life, they're gonna realize they shouldn't have did that.
Yo, you throwing subs?
What do you mean? All right, so let me bring it to this. A valedictorian. I remember I heard a speech on
What you
YouTube, right?
mean?
A valedictorian said like, yo, he worked hard to get these A's and whatever the case may be. But he was like, yo, none of that was even worth it because he missed out on parties, hanging out with friends and stuff like that. It's like, yo, you prioritized the big picture. But at the end of the day, it's like you missed out on a lot of things. You grown in that aspect of like, yo, you were smart, you got the valedictorian, yeah. But it's like, yo, it's like you lost a lot of things as well. And in a way, he was explaining it in the aspect of like, yo, he wish he just never even did it in the first place. Like he rather just took the regular diploma because
Yeah.
it don't get you no further anyway. So that growth that you say, like, yeah, you got that growth, but it's like, yo, is that growth really benefiting you?
And a lot of times, you know, like, but that's different. I feel like that, like when we're talking about growth, we're talking about our like characteristics.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just because somebody worked hard in school does not mean nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Valedictorians don't be smart.
Well, okay.
They just know how to get A's,
Yeah.
but they ain't. They
Because I don't even like the word smart. For
Like,
real.
yeah, I don't like that because like, bro, if you really start looking at the billionaires, bro, none of the world's billionaires were valedictorians.
And half
I
of them
want you
didn't
to-
even go to
Fifth grade,
college.
that was
Think
beating
about
me
that.
up.
They were dropouts.
I wanted to be
Stop.
valedictorian so bad.
Yeah,
Bro.
like mind me too. I wanted
Like, in
to
fifth
feel
grade,
I
me.
feel
I
like that's what
started
I'm saying.
crying.
Literally, in that aspect with the learning, I feel like people. That's why I say college isn't for everyone. And if you are in
It's a
college,
scam.
use it to the best of your ability. Like that's why I was so involved on campus in both of the schools I was. That's why I wanted to be part of every club. I wanted to know every administrator there, and I made the best out of it because. Yeah, I got a lot of free perks. Like a lot of good things happened. But him realizing that he missed out on like all of those things, I feel like that's him just seeing things that other people gained from them being involved on campus and was like, hey, like I just got all the A's. I went to work, I went to school, and I don't feel complete. You know?
Yeah.
I felt like I
Yeah.
would have done this more. So I don't think that's him growing in his A's, his grades and money more. I think that's just him realizing he missed out on a lot of things. And probably when he's done with after the stuff he missed out on, he's gonna probably indulge more in
Yeah.
things that he missed out on before.
Because I think another example, like let's say, that same situation, he could, have done all these reflections and really thought like, dang, I missed out on this by, being this type of person. Now, let's say he graduated and once he entered the work field, he just realizes, I don't think I want to be like, you know how teachers pet, like the workers pet, like I don't think I want to become the manager or whatever. I think I just want to enjoy my time here and just like enjoy my time with my coworkers, this and that, because I didn't enjoy that being valedictorian. Like I didn't enjoy fighting to be at the top, neglecting all my friends and all those like
a fact.
close moments, this and that. Like I think in that scenario, like let's say if that were to happen, that would be the growth, right? Like he was able to reflect back on that past and now apply it because he just doesn't want to live like that no more.
And also he was probably in a different point of his life.
Yeah,
like
like,
for
we're not
you
the
to
same.
only be working every day and studying every day, you must really like his mindset at the time was, you could tell it was very different from when he graduated.
You gotta be
like,
real
so
headstrong.
there's like, he was very like
Tunnel vision.
about
Boom,
his books,
like, yeah.
about everything he's about to do in
I
college,
wish.
thinking about the future. But now after he was done with that goal and he essentially reached his goal, got everything he wanted, it's like I don't feel fulfilled. Like I'm in a different space in life. I grew from that, and I see he's seeing outside the box. Like he's seeing the bigger picture. Like I missed out on all of these. So I feel like that's low-key growth, because he's like, there's more to life than getting good grades and making money.
Been chasing dreams, my money, things I do for my family, and on I can't go